So guys, what's going on? Hope you guys are well. So Floyd Mayweather, WBN, voting fighter of the year. Fighter of the decade, sorry, not of the year. Manny Pacquiao got fighter of the year. A lot of Manny Pacquiao fans are not happy, of course. Each to their own. A lot of people have awarded Floyd Mayweather fighter of the decade. Rightfully or wrongly. It's a tough one because, you know, Floyd had a good run when he was fighting for the half the decade, but the problem is that he didn't fight for the full decade. So the fact that he didn't fight for the full decade, you know, did he deserve it? Probably not. But everybody has a different way of awarding it, in the sense that one thing I noticed about, you know, this decade and stuff, some people, like even in football, Virgil van Dijk had 2 or 3 good seasons and he got put in as a defender. If you guys don't know who he is, a Liverpool defender, and they were doing an English team of the decade and they had him in there, but he only had 2 good seasons. But there was other defenders that probably played for longer in the decade, but they thought because of the 2 years that he competed, he was so exceptional that he deserved to be in the team of the decade. Now, some people may see it like that Floyd Mayweather was so dominant in those 5 years that he competed in the decade that he deserves it. I don't see it that way, because the way I look at a decade, I think you need to be consistent over 10 years. And Floyd's not done that. So how is he for me the fighter of the decade? I don't know. I don't see it that way. That's why I said Manny Pacquiao is the fighter of the decade for me, because he's been consistent. He's had a good wins. Yeah, he's had losses, but he's been consistent throughout. But I think the fact that they eliminated Manny Pacquiao from the shortlist, they didn't want Manny Pacquiao to win it, because a WBN to me is a voting system, and I think obviously if it were a voting system without Manny Pacquiao, Floyd was going to win it probably, because he beat Canelo and he was the other contender. Andre Ward, yeah, but I don't think Andre Ward was going to win it over Mayweather. He also didn't fight for the full decade. So listen, it's a bit of a tricky one. It's a hard one. You know, everyone has their own opinion. Like, I have a lot of Manny Pacquiao fans on my channel. I have a lot of Floyd Mayweather fans as well, but a lot of them will say Floyd Mayweather beat Manny and Canelo, he deserves it. Manny Pacquiao will say, well, Manny Pacquiao had a consistent for the 2. Everyone has their own opinion. When you guys say corruption and stuff like that, I don't agree with that at all, because I don't think that there'd be a corruption over a award. Like, who cares about an award? You know, Manny Pacquiao won this last decade, so there's no corruption. And to say that if it was corrupt, a lot of you say, well, there was no doubt they had to give it Manny Pacquiao last decade. No, they didn't have to give it him. You know, even if he was dominant, right? If there was corruption, they could give it to Floyd even then, because Floyd had a good decade last decade as well. But there's no corruption. It's just that they don't think Manny Pacquiao, with his losses that he had, he deserved it. So that's my take on it. But again, guys, you know what? I just think you guys need to relax a little bit, not need to react like that. Sometimes you get a bit passionate and you're like, yeah, but it's an award, it doesn't mean anything. At the end of the day, you know, Manny Pacquiao's achieved something in the sport that won't be replicated. The 8th division, that means a lot more to people than winning a fighter of the decade. Who really kept that? No, like, it's a topic of discussion right now because the awards are happening, right? But in 2 years' time, no one's going to say, oh, by the way, you know, Floyd Mayweather, he won the fighter of the decade of 2000. Who cares? Who cares? Nobody cares about that fighter of the decade. People are going to talk about their achievements in the ring. Floyd Mayweather has great achievements and Manny Pacquiao has great achievements. No one's going to talk about, oh yeah, fighter of the decade in 2 years' time. That's something that you talk at the end of the decade. People discuss it for 2-3 weeks and then it disappears. You know, nobody talks about fighter of the decade. Can you remember who was the fighter of the decade in the 1990s or 1980s? Like, nobody remember. Like, you know what I mean? Nobody cares about that. We just talk about Sugar Ray Leonard, Mike Tyson. We talk about the great fighters. Nobody cares about fighter of the decade. But that's just my take. Leave your thoughts. Let me know what you think, guys. And guys, remember to please like, share, subscribe to my channel. I'll see you guys in the next video.